¿A dónde está papi? 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 ¿A dónde está papi?
Welcome to the Saturday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday morning. Look at that. I actually started the stream.
Did you not start with us on mute for once?
Yes. I
I don't believe you.
actually was able to remember to hit the unmute button as we started the stream. Look at that. Hey Heat, how's it going? Howdy. I actually remembered to hit the unmute button.
Don't forget, they can tell me in chat if you're lying, Carlos.
True. They'll immediately tell me. Well, they'll let you know. Especially if they can't hear any one of us or just one of us or neither of us. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Ooh, the back of my head's a little chilly.
Well, there's snow outside, yeah. Good job. Yay, look at that. Look, I'll give myself a round of applause for that. Marble. Look at that.
I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she cries.
Aw.
Marble. Marble. cry anymore? She's like, you know I'm good for 1 or 2 and I'm done after that. Why are you crying? Marble, you look like the little kitty on my pants, Marble. Huh? Do you look like the little kitty on my pants? Who's a
That
sweet
is so
little
cute.
girl? Oh, Marble, what's
Marble.
on your back? Come here. Come here, baby. You got something on your back? Yeah, she does. I don't know if it's a tick or a scab.
Did she get into a play fight with Bailey?
I don't know. I can't tell because she won't let me touch it. It's either a tick or a scab. Oh, it was a scab. Okay, she's
Hey,
okay.
Pirate Ninja, how's it going?
That's okay, little Marble. That was just an old scab. It was ready to come off anyway. That's because you like to wrestle like you think you're King Kong up there. Huh?
Marble's the smallest one of the bunch, right?
Oh, yeah, but she's a little maniac. She's the one that kills all the scorpions and snakes and stuff.
Jeez.
And mice. You know we call her Marble the mouse murderer.
Oh my goodness. My cat had to go into timeout yesterday. Bad kitty jumps up and freaks out and then rips your leg open. Holy yikes.
I
Jesus.
hate when they do that. So, just to let you guys know, something that I learned that I think I will pass on to any of you who haven't had this experience in your life yet. If you have a cat and you use spray catnip, make sure you spray it in a well-ventilated area and that there is no draft towards your person or anything you care about. Because anything that stuff touches,
It's gonna get got.
Yeah, it's gonna get got.
So the cat will just like immediately go for it?
So I was trying to spray Bailey's pelt in the living room after I got it, because I don't know if I told Stream or not, but Carlos knows I got Bailey a rabbit pelt for his piece of granite because it's too cold for his little belly. He's so spoiled.
That's funny.
And, you know, to help him warm up to it, when I get him something new, I always put a little spray catnip on it. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I sprayed it inside instead of outside, and the bottle had gotten kind of supercharged or something, and when I sprayed it, overspray went everywhere, and it got on me, and it got on the grandpa chair, and it got on the rug, and the next thing I knew, all 3 cats were surrounding me and losing their ever-loving minds, freaking rolling around like little crackheads. And I was like, oh shit, I need to get the hell out of here. So I dipped and proceeded to run to the bathroom and lock all the cats out.
Oh my goodness.
So, just a heads up.
Just be careful. If you don't teach your cats about catnip, who will?
Ever.
That's funny.
Right. If you don't talk to your cats about catnip.
Yeah.
Which anybody who knows me knows that is very appropriate for me.
Her name is Boo for a reason. My cats own everything in the RV anyways. True. Yeah, just to be clear, this house is their house. We're only but...
What do you mean? I'm a cat butler.
Yeah, exactly. We are only but cat butlers here.
That's right. I am just but a mere cat butler.
True.
They allow me to spend all my time and energy making money so that we all have this big box to live in that they could care less about.
Yeah, well, no, they care. Clearly, it's their box.
Have clean sand to poop in, and food in the bowl, and more attention than I'm ever willing to give them.
Yeah, there you go. That's the only thing that they require.
Those are the 3 caveats. Right there.
Yeah. The only thing that they require is just your entire dedication. Entire life and dedication. I mean, it's not bad. I'm okay being with... I've accepted this new role.
Warm now.
Nice. I like it. You got the nice fleece-looking hoodie. Pajama hoodie.
Would you believe that this was I think I got it for $2. When we moved here, I didn't have... Well, you remember all our stuff got held hostage, and I only had what was in, like, the Jeep and all that. and it was kind of chilly. So we went to, I don't remember if it was TJ Maxx or Michael's or one of those, not Michael's, TJ Maxx or
Yeah.
Ross
Like TJ Maxx,
or
TJ Maxx, Ross,
one
Michaels.
of
They're
those
all like kind of the
places.
same thing.
And I got a few things there, but one of the things I got was there was like this kid's robe and it was $2. And it doesn't really fit me, but you know what? To hell with it. The only thing I really want it for is for my arms and my head, anyways. Like
Yeah,
I can close it. It just, if I sit down, it does not cover my butt.
gotcha. Oh, Marshalls. I'm sorry, not Michaels. Marshalls. Yeah, that's
Marshalls, thank
my
you.
bad.
That was the other M I couldn't think of.
Yeah,
It's like TJ Maxx. What the fuck?
that's right. Michaels is the craft store. True. This is why I'm homies with the neighbor's cat and I don't have my own. I mean, that's
Oh my
cool. You have
God.
a little cat friend.
That's pretty funny.
Our friend Walter has a similar situation because he's not. The parents don't really want any animals in the house, so what he does is just like he's befriended a stray kitty cat that he has very, very affectionately named Miss Kitty. And
No, that's so
yeah, he's just been
sweet.
basically helping to take care of her by leaving her food outside, hanging out with her, and taking care of the little kittens that she had. He even like took her and the kitties to the vet, had them all like taken care of. But unfortunately, he can't keep them inside, but he does what he can. It's the cutest little black cat too. And the black cat has become like completely friends with him. Every time he goes outside, she like immediately pops up wherever she is hiding or wherever she's like sleeping, she pops up and goes up to him. It's the cutest
That's
thing.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Walter reached out to me when I posted on my Instagram about my dad. That
Oh
was
yeah?
nice of him. And he even, he was even nice enough to contribute a little to the cause, which especially coming from him and knowing like his circumstances and all that, like that
Yeah,
means a
he
lot. I mean, like, holy
he took
shit.
he took the time to reach out as well and ask like what the situation was, and he's like, yeah, I'll like just let me know because I saw it and I want to help out. I was like, yeah, dude, just click the link.
That was like, if I could get everybody to even just share or donate $1, it would be incredible what we could do. But when you have people in your life and they don't have it the best either, and they still are willing to do whatever they can to help you and take the time to be there for you, that's just, you don't get people like that often in life, folks.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah, of course. And like, as folks pop in, we'll make another like notice of it. But basically, because we have such an awesome, amazing, very helpful system, we've basically been forced into a situation where GoFundMe is like the best health insurance provider in the country. 1 out of 3
Unfortunately.
GoFundMes are for medical bills, and unfortunately, the co-host Bree's dad has been having a rough time to make it as simple as simplified as possible. The roughest of roughest times, and has amassed about, what was the amount? I think like over 20 something.
Hold on just a second, because Discord is trying to quit. I need to hang up and call you right back.
Okay. Black cats are cool. Ginger cats seem to be the nicest though. I mean, all cats are chill, right? All cats are cool. But since when was a good cat defined by friendliness? True, that is a subjective metric.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So I got my camera off for a minute while I do a couple things. But
Sorry to hear it.
anyways, so basically, my dad has had a pretty healthy life. He was unfortunate to have adopted two children who did not have that same experience, but he did everything he had to do to make sure that, we got all the help we needed and that we would be okay and everything like that. And about 4 years ago, all of a sudden he woke up one morning and just couldn't move. And that is a terrifying situation to be in. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but just try and imagine it for a second. Like, just life is normal, everything's good, and you wake up one morning and you can't even move. That's terrifying. I've been there for different reasons than him, and it's terrifying. My mom took him to the emergency room. There were a lot of trials and tribulations and wrong ideas as far as what was wrong, but we ended up finding out that he had a very bad brain tumor and diabetes, and that required a lot of treatment. So it's been something we've been chipping away at over the last few years, and we kind of were starting to think that things were under control, but I believe it was August when my parents were celebrating their anniversary in Disney. My dad got sick really fast and they rushed back home and went to the emergency room because they weren't that far from home and they know the people who work at the hospital where they live, so they wanted to go back to their own hospital. And they found out that he had a really, really bad kidney infection and he was actually septic.
Jesus Christ.
So that was like a whole thing. And, all the COVID and everything. My dad was in the hospital alone. My mom couldn't be with him. And was at that point they realized that his bladder was no longer functioning at all. And, the only thing he could do was use a catheter. So my mom did a lot of research and found that Mayo Clinic, and the doctors recommended that Mayo Clinic had an experimental program where they can recreate a bladder out of a portion of your intestine. And that is what we sent my dad up there for, and also to get specialized care for his diabetes.
Wow.
The unfortunate part of all of this is that the cost is beyond words. I can't even give you a number because I can't even keep up with the numbers. It's that bad. Like, how bad I was as a kid. In the last 4 years, he's surpassed my whole childhood.
Yeah, I suspect because of all of these. I didn't know like how deep it went. I understand. Basically, the TLDR of it seemed pretty bad.
And like I explained, my family's very private. I'm not a private person in the sense that like I have no issue talking about things that are personal to me. But at the same time, I'm here trying to help them, but also trying to respect their privacy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give you guys as much of the story as I can give you without violating what they're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I mean, like, the TLDR is some very involved, some experimental as well. Healthcare procedures that ended up being, to the tune of what?
Well, we have the GoFundMe right now set at $25,000, and that's basically what we need to keep my dad. He's not able to work for so many months after the surgery, of course, and he has daily expenses as far as the cost for his medical supplies and prescriptions and everything, as well as them having to travel back and forth to the Mayo Clinic, my mom having to take off work to do this for him because he can't do it for himself. So I set the goal at $25,000, figuring that that would be a good start to try and help him get on his feet. And, you know, I hope it takes off. I really do. My parents would never ask for help. They're amazing people who give when they have nothing to give. And I know that's where I got it from. And I have to do this for them. I help as much as I can, but I can only help so much. I'm still trying to get set up in life myself.
Yeah, I mean, this is
And
kind
I
of
have I have my own things going on as well that I'm
right.
having to take care of. I can't even work a full week at work right now because I'm so sick.
Yeah.
And here we have all these, you know, financial things going on with the family.
Right. Hey, Thundera, how's it going? Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, like the whole like I think that if anything, it's an illustration of the failure of you know, the inability to just have some basic sense of healthcare, right? I mean, how much could
And you know, how sick is it that he pays like almost $500 a month for insurance, and you pay that and you still have all these bills that you can't even begin to touch.
Right, because they're not designed to care of whether or not you're good when it comes to healthcare. They're designed to see how much pennies they can present to their shareholders at the end of the quarter.
Right.
It's not about healthcare. So unfortunately, when you have a privatization of something so crucial like healthcare, they're not interested in what the patient is going through. They're interested in how much money they made that quarter, right? And it's like, you can't really do that when it comes to healthcare. Like, I don't care if you want to insure your laptop or your car or your home or, I don't know, even like life insurance. I don't even mind too much
Medical
about
treatment
that.
should not be one of those things.
Yeah, because like, you don't really have an option. It's not a choice. You can't like pick and choose whether or not you're going to get sick. You can't pick and choose whether or not like later in life you're going to experience something you didn't think about. I mean, like it just doesn't make any sense, not only ethically but like just in all sense of the word. Like I don't just see, I can't justify a system that operates in this way when it comes to healthcare. It just doesn't make any sense, just ethically and principally, I think.
And you know what? If it's going to be a fucking thing where you have to pay X amount of money a month or whatever, you should be able to get treatment when you go and not have to not get treatment because you can't afford to pay the treatment on top of the
right, which
insurance.
kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like if you have insurance and then insurance makes you pay co-insurance of 20% and then you have a deductible and then you have the monthly premiums and then there are stipulations to said, you know, policy where you can get certain treatment or certain medicine but not this one, but then you have to like fight with your insurance company about something that maybe even be so simple as preventative care, but they'll want to charge you for it. So like then you don't get the preventative care, which then translates into a potentially more expensive issue. Then they'll say, well, you know, we actually can't cover all of that. So
it's honestly, it's disgusting.
It's a scam.
I don't know, you know, I really don't know what to think about it other than
it's a scam.
It is a scam. And you know, based on my beliefs, I don't believe capitalism is the issue. I believe that the moral values we have as individuals are an issue because ideally you could create a system where you could make a living and people could still not die.
Well, yeah, but the problem is people.
These people where it costs them 2 pennies to make a drug and they turn around and sell it for $500. If they would just sell it for, I don't know, 10 pennies or 20 pennies instead of $500.
Yeah, but don't you?
That all comes back to their morals. They don't
right,
believe
sure.
that. They don't believe that by having healthy members of society, you have a more productive society, which benefits you as an individual.
Sure, but Unfortunately, they're not interested in that. Unfortunately,
Exactly.
and it's, I mean, I would almost say like it's almost incentivized. It's not that like the problem starts happening because like I get into these arguments all the time, and like I think that seriously there are questions when it comes to the efficacy of capitalism when it comes to, you know, certain inalienable rights, healthcare being one of them, because like you are incentivized, not that you yourself can be a good person, but you're incentivized to drive profit, right? And when healthcare becomes driven by the necessity to create profit, that's where the problems happen. And like, I don't know, I just don't think that this is how it just can't run this way, right? Because then you start having situations like this.
I don't disagree with that.
Right. So like,
That's why it's like, it's a reasonable thing. It should be, or it's not a reasonable thing. That's not what I meant. But I mean, it should be a reasonable thing, is what I meant.
well, there's a lot of things that should be, and unfortunately, human beings kind of
It's like
through that.
nobody's saying that you should be making a product just for people, you know, from the good of your heart. You can still make money and not completely destroy, you know, people. So
Right, and like,
if you make 100% profit on a product, and that 100% profit is still not an insane markup and reasonable cost for people to attain, that wouldn't be a bad thing. It's the
right, but you're
jackasses who go like way beyond that. And it's like, seriously, what
right,
the fuck? We have a way to regulate that.
right, but you're not incentivized to do so, especially if the person needs it, right? It's not like it's not an option where, oh, I can shop around for different phones, or maybe I don't like this TV, I can get this other TV, but I don't have to have a TV. I can just wait and shop around. Like, when you're talking about a situation where a life, you know, saving drug or a drug that improves your life, such as the one that, you know, for example, my girlfriend has, right? It's a drug that improves and makes life normal for her, right? The person or company, I guess, who made this can say, well, pony up. I mean, you need it, pony up, and like that's where the problems start to happen,
Yeah,
right?
that's not how it should be. We should have a way to cap it, not in the sense that people go into the business to make a drug and it costs them money to make it, but in the sense that they go into the business and they make a drug that's affordable for people to attain and actually
Yeah, I mean,
does what it's supposed to do, if that makes sense, is what I'm trying to get at.
yeah, like I've gotten to the point where I've seen enough horror stories to just kind of be on board with the idea of just like, look, bro, I don't think healthcare is a necessity for profit. Like, I think it should just be eliminated. Like, the profit motive or profit incentive for healthcare shouldn't just be, because like I've seen and heard so many stories, and I have even some that are personal, that just kind of completely eliminate, for me, just economically, also morally and economically, like a for-profit healthcare system just shouldn't be.
So
Profit motives
if
are also
I
why
if I
hospitals are
was
constantly understaffed. True.
if I was super rich, I would love to make, or not, you know, not me make, because I don't have it like that to be able to do that. But if I was wealthy and I could pay somebody and I could facilitate doing something like that for the greater good, I would definitely do that. But
Yeah, well,
for the people who don't have the morals that I have, what would be the incentive for them to do that if they can't at least cover the costs and take home a small percentage? Not saying like for things to be how they are, because that's what I'm 100% against. But what I'm saying is, instead of them taking a 2-cent drug and selling it for $500, maybe they take a 2-cent drug and sell it for 10 cents or 15 cents.
yeah, which I would say then wouldn't the efficiency, because like you would still have incentives to create and create new drugs and stuff like that. That's not going to go away. But what I would say is, instead of having a middleman and having the incentive be profit, the incentive should just be creating the said drug, right? Because the government would then say, all right, your drug is worth 2 cents. We'll pay you what it's worth. We'll pay your people what it's worth to make sure that you don't lose anything. And that will be available for the public who needs it. And I think that that's like basically how it should go, right? I mean, it just seems to me like nobody's losing there necessarily. And
So
you still get so many millions.
So you're not saying taking it. Okay. So we're talking two partial points of the same discussion is what's going on.
I'm just taking a different path.
Because like it seems like we're on the same path. The only thing is you're more mentioning like the middleman, whereas I was trying to think of like the lack of a better word, corrupt
Like
money
I'm not
driven side of it.
like I'm not gonna lie. Like in my head, I don't think that health insurance companies should exist. I mean, like in my ideal world, health insurance companies just wouldn't exist. It would just be all these doctors.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, like all
all.
these doctors, all these people who create the medicine, because like even the companies, even the pharmaceutical companies that create these drugs and stuff like that, they are heavily subsidized by our money anyways. So like,
Right.
why don't you just pay them directly and have the healthcare just be?
Right. No, I don't disagree with that at all. It's like I said, we were talking two different points of the same discussion. I just didn't realize it at first.
Yeah, like that's my thing. Because
You were talking the insurance part more, and I was talking more the manufacturing and like the corrupt monetization
well, yeah,
side
I
on
mean,
that part.
yeah, that's really
Like,
the issue.
we were talking about the two different corruptions is what
Yeah.
was going on, and I didn't realize it at first. I was like,
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. The monetization is the issue here. For profit
Right,
healthcare
but
is cruel and
there's
sick. I agree.
But there's multiple parts to the monetization of it. You
Yeah,
have the people who facilitate the making of the drugs, who can sit here and which is what I was saying, make like a 4-cent drug and sell it for $500. And then what you were more getting at was the insurance part of it. And I didn't realize that at first.
yeah. Like, okay, so yeah, like for me, insurance companies for healthcare just like are the bottom of the barrel. Like
I don't disagree with that.
I think they just shouldn't exist because they don't provide any value, and their only method or their only drive is like profit. In fact,
Profit.
they make
They're
their
just there to make
business
money.
model. Yeah, they make their business model designed to try to shaft you on like things that you need, right? Like you have to argue with your insurance company about whether or not you need a mammogram. You have to argue with your insurance company about whether or not you need like an exam that could potentially help you down the road. Like that's, and they make their business model denying healthcare because that's how they keep more of the money, right? So like that's where I have like huge ethical issues, which I think that we kind of both talked about, but kind of arrived at it from different angles and from different perspectives. Like I just
The only
don't.
thing that I could get down with, maybe, and only because we have such a shitty situation in general in the country. But let me preface it by saying that before I even get started. Where we live here is kind of different than a lot of places, I think, because of how remote certain areas are. And one thing that I have heard from people I know who live in smaller towns is that instead of having health insurance, they do this thing where they have a plan with the local group of doctors where they pay X amount a month for their family and kids. And whenever they need to go to the doctor, whenever they have something done, it's almost always just paid for. because they pay this monthly thing or whatever, this arrangement they have set up.
Right, but they're
I
paying the
couldn't-
doctor directly.
I couldn't get down with that because it's, again, something they're doing directly with like that group of doctors. So, for example, it was one friend that told me about it, that told me it's like, oh yeah, there's the general practitioner, they have the ear, nose, and throat specialist, they have the eye doctor, and they have a cardiologist, and I forgot what the other doctor was, a rheumatologist or something. And it's like you pay X amount of money per person, depending on whether it's an adult or a child. And you can just go to the doctor and it doesn't cost anything. And if you have any of these tests done, it's X amount of money and they do it right there in the office. I'm like, huh, okay.
Well, because right there, you're going straight to the source, right? There's no like insurance company telling you, well, I don't know if you really do need this test. I don't know if you we can cover that drug. I don't know if you see, that's where the ethical issues start happening with me. And I just think that, in my opinion, they should just be gone. But that's just me.
I agree with you.
I mean, all these health insurance companies, they can go into other businesses, just not healthcare. I mean, it would basically be the same as a system where you have the doctors being paid by a single payer, which would be the government, which seems to function in every other developed country in the world. Even the smallest countries like Costa Rica have the ability to do this. They figured it out, and I see just no excuse as to why something like that couldn't happen, or the German system.
The greatest nation in the world is behind the curve.
Yeah, no, the greatest nation in the world is behind the curve, by a lot, by a mile. It seems to me the people who prop up this country and always want to care about how it's number one, never seem to care. Never seem to care when it's all the way down at the bottom. The United States has been consistent at the very, very bottom when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to education. Where's the American exceptionalism there? I don't know. We can do this.
Exceptionalism.
Yeah, we can do this, and we can do better.
That's the way of the dodo.
No, no, it's just beyond. It's backwards. It's all backwards. It's all backwards. And the fact that somebody is on GoFundMe because they can't afford medical bills, it's just ridiculous to me. It's just unethical. It is cruel, and it is sick. And I don't think that should be a thing. It's just unfathomable. If you talk to other people.
Hey, I hate to even have it be a thing that I have to do, but I've been struggling alone to a point where it's I can't anymore, and I need help.
Right, and if you talk to anybody across the planet, anywhere, and you show them a medical bill of anything over $100 or a couple $100, they'll freak out. They're where is this coming from? Who, what? How is it possible that someone could accumulate tens of thousands of dollars of medical debt? That's just not a thing. That's just not a thing everywhere else. So it's just wild to me.
I didn't even set up a GoFundMe for the amount that we owe.
Yeah, and that was 25.
I set up a GoFundMe for the amount we need just to get by.
Yeah. So that's just beyond ridiculous. And Pirate Ninja also brought up a good point, because profit motives are what drives the healthcare system. It's why hospitals were constantly understaffed. This is pre-pandemic too. Let's never mind the pandemic. Let's take that out of the equation. Even before then, they were understaffed because their job isn't to make sure that all the proper nurses are there and things like that. Their job isn't that. Their job is to produce X amount for their shareholders, and it's just unbelievable to me that that's the driving force, which is why I have this, which is why I have this problem, right? 1 in 3 people have medical debt, yeah, and 1 in 3 GoFundMes are for medical bills. GoFundMe is the most popular health insurance provider at this point. I mean, like, that's not even a joke. GoFundMe is like the most popular health insurance provider. Crowdsourcing, hoping that people can get assistance with each other, like basically helping each other out, crossing fingers, and hope is what we have. And like I was seeing,
I hate to even have to do this. Like, you don't know how long, and Carlos knows, but, well, sort of, because I struggled with it for a while before I even mentioned it to you. But it was, like, to even have to do this in the first place. Like, I thought, okay, and then realizing how bad things were and that nothing I
hello?
did was
Uh-oh.
going to cut it. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, there we go.
I was saying it, you know, I couldn't, for a long time, I thought I was going to be able to handle it and I would just work more. But
Yeah, we keep losing you.
no, I'm working 80 hours off. Can you hear me okay if I turn the video off?
Okay, that's better. Yeah, we lost you for a second. So, working
How
80
about now?
hours?
How about now? Yeah,
Okay.
just trying to get funds to be able to cover things. And even if I do that and I feel like I'm going to die constantly, it's not even close to being able to do anything.
Yeah, and that shouldn't be. Like and Pirate Ninja points it out, like the profit incentive, the system that is implemented to run this place incentivizes running a bare bones crew with just-in-time delivery, and it's easily, very demonstrably, as we watched the pandemic kind of wreak havoc, to stress to a breaking point. I mean, we've got literal hospitals begging students and paying students time and a half to begging them to come in to work shifts because they don't have it. My sister, who who just graduated as a nurse, was asked during her was asked during her as she completes her residency to come in and get paid just like the regular nurses because they're so short staffed. They're desperate. They're using students. They're using like fresh graduates or people still doing their residency because they're so stressed. And honestly, it is a problem with capitalism when you want to try to drive profit when it comes to something so, like, I would say human, like health. Like health, you can't put a incentive to just make money when it comes to healthcare, because then you are by definition incentivized on cutting corners, and by definition incentivized on, moving things in a way where it's going to shaft people out of healthcare that they need for the sake of just putting in another extra cent on the board,
Oh,
which
absolutely.
is like, that's right. Ask any business owner. Payroll is their biggest expense, so anything you can do to chip away at that, you will for your own good. Right, which is a problem when you're trying to run a hospital, and that hospital requires X amount of nurses. And now it's
sounds like a reasonable expense to cut.
Oh, right. And as you run with as you run around like a chicken cut off its head, trying to, desperately, like there are nurses who literally have back to back shifts to the point where their hands are bruised from going to patient trying to save people from either doing compressions because of all the waves.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and no wonder a lot of them are quitting or just saying, I'm done. I'm done. Not only are they treated like crap, but there's just not enough of them either.
Right.
So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that's just wild that we're in a position
I
where
don't blame them.
yeah, like it's just beyond
Damn,
me
I
that
lost
we
my
are
laptop charger.
oof. It's just beyond me that we're like having such difficulty to have you know, I'm just speaking in general, like we're having such a difficulty being able to just say, hey, you know what, maybe people deserve healthcare. I don't know, that's just me. Like it's such
Healthcare?
a
What's that?
it's such a battle. It's such a battle to like in this country to just even acknowledge like, hey, you know what, maybe people like kind of sort of really need healthcare. Like I don't know. And you know, it's just
What's a healthcare?
what's a healthcare? Yeah, unfortunately, 1 in 3 people, their what's a healthcare is like tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and it's like, come on, dude, we can't. This is just not sustainable.
Really? It uh, seems perfectly logical to me. I think it makes pretty good sense, don't you? No?
Very good system. Very working. Very functional.
How the hell do I lose a laptop charger?
I don't know. It happened to me once, so
I swear it was in the living room, and now I don't see it. It's
maybe one
not
of the
by
cats
any of
stole
the
it.
outlets. It's not on the couch. It's not on the coffee table. Dude, a whole ass laptop charger? No fucking way. How the hell? Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Did one of the cats steal it?
No. I swear it was on the coffee table with the laptop. And I grabbed the laptop and didn't see it, so I thought, alright, I'll take the laptop and come back and look. It's not here anywhere. That's bizarre. There's only so many places I would use this damn thing.
I don't know. Maybe maybe Ed put it.
I've checked all of them.
Maybe Ed put it away.
Put it, yeah, but he doesn't touch my stuff.
I don't know.
He's pretty afraid to touch my stuff.
Also, just as a really quick thank you, Royal Roy 3000, I believe this was an offline follow, so just to make sure, I do want to thank you for that offline follow. I don't know if I gave them a shout out, but thank you.
Don't slack on shout outs. Wow. How bizarre.
What happened?
I guess I just can't use my laptop. Oh well.
That's weird.
What's weird is that, like, it's gone and nobody touches my stuff. So, Ed's on the phone, so I'll have to ask him later.
I mean, I suspect that I mean, if it's not where you left it, then he must have moved it or put it away.
It's not anywhere I would have left it.
Right. That's that makes me think that he must have moved it or put it away.
Maybe, but he doesn't usually touch my stuff like that.
Don't know.
Me either. I wonder what's up with my internet.
Yeah, sometimes it was cutting in and out there. I mean, do you have like internet connection? Because you may be connected to the, you know, like you said earlier, to the router, but... or to the network, but that doesn't mean you're getting internet. Hello?
I think I do. Fine. But then we have issues.
You're getting issues?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you.
So whenever I connect to the Wi-Fi is when we have issues.
Ah, so it is the Wi-Fi, so the snowstorm must have knocked it out.
Probably.
Well, that's
That is
frustrating.
most likely exactly what happened. Conflab it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's my life. Yo, when's that little thing coming? I'm excited to try it.
The what?
When's that little thing coming for the phone? I'm excited to try it on the
Shit.
stream on a Saturday.
I actually think I forgot to order it.
Oh my god, you're so funny. You said you ordered it, that's why I asked.
Nope, it's sitting in my cart.
Well, I didn't know. All I knew is you said you had just ordered it.
Yeah, I must have
like,
put it in my
okay.
cart, and I must have thought I did, but it's just there.
I do
Yeah.
that a lot. It's okay. It
Well,
happens
that's
to me all
that's
the
my
time.
B.
Happens to me all the time. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, since you, I've had Vaquita here on the side
Yeah.
this entire time,
Yeah.
so let's see if we can get a cat cam going.
We gotta order a bunch of connection.
Yeah, this connection is so bad. Like, it literally stuttered for a bit, and then you said something about ordering, and then, like, I don't know. It's just not good today.
I don't know where to go for it to be better. I'm not sure I have better reception anywhere in the house.
Nah, it's okay. It is what it is. You know, for once, for quite a while now, our technical difficulties have been almost null since I've simplified it. Since I've streamlined and simplified the way of the layout. There's no like apps running in the background or anything like that. But, you know, if connection is an issue, it's an issue. It can't really do that. Can't really do anything about that, especially after a snowstorm.
Hear me?
No, I caught like something. Nope, can't hear you anymore. It cut in for like 1 split second. Well.
How about now?
Okay, wait. Yep, I think you're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hello? Alright,
Yep.
so the Wi-Fi, the internet is definitely 100% down then.
Aw, that sucks.
That's why we've been having signal issues. Ooh, the mailman's here. I think he's got a package for me. Is he gonna
Nice.
leave it in the driveway? Is he gonna put it in the mailbox? Is he gonna put it on the front porch? I'm gonna go out and get it. Where you going? Where you going? He's going in the driveway. Here we go. We're going run.
This is a good soundtrack. It's a good soundtrack.
We're gonna see the mailman. We're gonna get a package. We got a package. Come and stay inside. Melody, you Barker. Package. We're gonna get a package. I hope you guys liked that.
That was good. That was a
Hi.
good soundtrack.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah. Alright, I got the cat cam activated, so
Hi.
let me go set it up for
Thank you.
Vaquita.
Have a great day. Drive safe. That's what happens when you drink tequila and whiskey and you're on medication and you're sick.
That is not a good combo.
Ed got something. I got something. I got all the dogs worked up. What the fuck is wrong with her? Honestly, though, that was so much fun. Hey, girls!
Alright. Vaquita cat cam activated.
Melody's always hated. Thanks, baby. What'd you get?
Alright.
I'll show you later.
Oh, hold on. It's like 1 second, folks. Let me fix that.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that.
Alright. Vaquita cat cam activated.
That was a special one-time thing just for you guys.
That's okay. The internet is forever. We can always go back and clip it.
It's okay. I have yet to do something on camera that I regretted later on. Oh, I'm okay with
I
that.
think that's good right here. Let me put Vaquita on here. Wait. Come on.
Bailey.
There we go.
Hey, Bailey. Hey, Zeus.
If you turn your camera on, will it die?
I don't know. Bailey, why are you so stinky like rotten eggs? Ew. Oh my god, my heart's racing.
Aw.
Bailey, you stink like rotten eggs. Oh god, you stinky boy.
Vaquita needs a bath.
Bailey,
She needs her
what you
yearly
been
bath.
doing? Bailey, what you been doing? Why you smell like that? He's like, Mom, quit telling everybody.
Yeah, Vaquita's due for her, like, annual bath, basically.
Wow. Honestly, I hope somebody clips that, because that was good.
That was pretty funny.
I have not done something random like that in a long time. That felt good. So basically, we're changing up our coffee cart.
You cut off there again. You said something about cart?
Back when we first got married, somebody gave us me Marito, the Keurig Carlos. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Alright. Whew. Anywho. You can hear me now?
Yeah, for now.
When Ed and I got married, my parents had given us a Keurig coffee maker and a vertical holder because we didn't have a lot of counter space. Well, now the way I have it set up, with my coffee cart, it works out that with the drawer that I bought a second one and it works better. So I'm going to give my old vertical pod holder to Karina. I just got to ship it to her.
Nice.
But yeah, the end of my counter in the kitchen is basically like a coffee station.
That's right. I saw the picture. It looks really nice.
I can try and turn the camera on for a minute and see what happens.
I mean, it would take like 5... oh man, I don't even know. It's been so bad, the signal. That,
I know.
But that's okay. That's not like anything we can do about it. It's just the way it's just the way it is. The storm knocked out the internet, so therefore we're kind of...
the way it is.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. It was just too funny, I couldn't help it.
That's funny.
Well, I thought so. Anyways, it's kind of a mess. I haven't really gone through and organized it yet, but I am going to add an espresso machine. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I need to organize. Oh, that's me. That's not what we want. Can you see?
Yeah. Just like in the picture.
So when I had the counter installed,
Mm-hmm.
I had them extend the countertop to be flush with the wall so that I could take the coffee station and move it over here. I was going to put a custom cabinet here or custom shelves, but for now I just put this cart over here. The cart used to be over there and it took up a lot of space. But so basically bought the Keurig and we got coffee pod holders. The one on
Nice.
top is the one I just got. I'm going to have to zip tie it down or something so it doesn't move. And,
I love how your luggage is also purple.
Yeah, my parents got me that.
Nice.
And the rest of this, I need to organize. The bottom is my lunch boxes. And then this is a portable espresso maker. And I have all kinds of different teas and hot chocolate and coffee. And then up here, I have sweeteners, honey, agave, my little tea holder that I have some teas in. But yeah, I'm not done working on this. This is a work in progress, but it's better for me to have it over here, and I'll put the espresso maker here. And I want to get my old school French press and all those other things and put them under here.
Yeah.
And find, get some more tea bag holders so that I don't have all these different boxes and stuff. Just kind of make it more sleek, I guess.
Yeah. My girlfriend is obsessed with tea. We have an entire cabinet of tea.
I also was thinking about putting a tea bag holder on the side of this cabinet. I could put at least 3 shelves here or 4 shelves without it getting too high for me to see.
Yeah.
So, and then all the cups are right over here. So cups and stuff, and the cart used to be here, but it was really difficult to get around the table. and I didn't like it. So I left that there and moved the cart and the Keurig over here. So, yep. Looks like a mess right now, but
No, it
it'll
looks
work
cool
out.
to me.
It'll work out eventually.
Looks cool to me.
It'll work out eventually. I'm excited.
Hey, Walter, how's it going? How's it going?
Walter!
Speaking of, we were talking about you earlier, my friend.
Yeah, we were.
Thank you so much, by the way.
Yes. Many things.
Hope you're doing alright in this Saturday. In this cool Saturday. In this
Yes.
very cool Saturday. Yeah, you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate, you taking the time and your contribution, of course. Hey, Astro, how's it going? Indeed, there's a cat on stream. Right there, Astro. There you go.
Paquita.
Hashtag family. True. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
We love you, Walt. 100%. For sure. Appreciate you.
Makita the cat has just been chilling. Sleeping this entire time.
Aww. Isn't that sweet of her?
Yeah, it's so funny. She's got her little toy right next to her, too.
Her little toy? What kind of toy does she like?
It's, her little toy is, it's like a catnip fish. It's like a little fish-looking toy with...
Oh my gosh, is it a little, like, cotton fish?
I don't know what it's...
Catnip?
I don't know what it's made of, but it's like a... I want to say like 8-inch fish toy, kicking toy. That,
Yeah.
That's full of catnip. She just loves to grab onto it and just kick it. And right now she's like, it's in her little cat condo with her.
Aww. That's cute.
Well, on the good side, I don't know what you did or didn't do, but the connection has been stable this entire time. So far.
I turned off my camera and turned off Wi-Fi.
Boo. That sucks. I wonder, like,
So
how long
I'm
it'll
pretty
be.
sure, like, we don't have internet. And
Yeah.
I have no idea when we will get internet again. So I just did this so that at least I could talk.
Well, the real question is, do you have power or are you just running off the generator?
I have my AirPods in. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Well, I guess later on you could. Because if you don't have internet, that makes me think that the snowstorm...
I could have power and no internet. It just depends.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's gotta be at the source, right? Maybe who's your service provider?
What, for internet?
Yeah.
The local company.
Maybe
There's
they're
only
out of
one
power.
company. No, it just depends on if I have internet or not. They don't, it's like them not having power won't affect me because it's like a hard line.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe could it be that your infrastructure might be like messed up because of the snowstorm, and they have to get out there and repair it?
Hang on a second, let me take my AirPods off. I'm in the kitchen by the generator.
Oh, Walter makes a good point. We gotta check the flux capacitor. True.
Okay, my generator's not running, so the internet's just out.
Gotcha. Walter made a good point. You have to check the flux capacitor. True.
Oh, there you go. I messed up, guys. I done messed up, guys. Should have checked the flux capacitor.
Yeah, should have checked the flux capacitor. True. This is right up
Worth
there
it.
when, you know, you're trying to solve basic car problems. You always got to make sure to check the blinker fluid. Kind of the same
worth it.
thing.
I'm working on the tea and the coffee station.
Tea, honey, and lemon.
Yes, yes, and yes.
No light, just flip the switch. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, how's it going, Ashanti? Just flip the switch. Damn, that sucks. I wonder what caused the internet outage. Because it's
Probably
not...
a line down or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I've already cleaned up the station a lot. It looks so much better. I'm just trying to decide how I want to organize stuff until I get like actual tea holder.
Yeah.
I got all these boxes for now.
Howdy there. What are we talking about today? Not much. We're just hanging out. You just came in at the Saturday Caturday more casual version of the stream. Usually, we do a lot of news and politics during the week, and Saturday we just kind of have a miscellaneous stream. Anything goes, really. We just kind of hang out with chat, hang out with the cats. It is Saturday Caturday, so
Chat.
the one thing that you can be sure about is
Carlos,
Kitty
we
Cat
did-
on stream.
Are we doing the chat and cat, Carlos?
Right, the chatting and the catting. There you go. We're chatting, and there's a cat right there on
Oh
stream.
my god, I just leveled up the tea cart so hard.
The what?
Oh, I just leveled up so hard. I put the two Keurig pod holders side by side and set them on top of each other. And it's
Oh.
like way better.
Chat is actually chat in French, like chat.
Shut.
Like is it pronounced like SH? I don't know. We
I'm
got to
so
get Mr. Geek
confused.
in here.
What's going on?
Oh, cat is actually pronounced chat in French. What? Is that for
Chat?
real? How's it going, Simbu the Monkey? By the way, thank you so much for joining. Simbu is a fellow majority reporter.
Whoop, whoop. Appreciate you, fam.
Oh, pronounced Shah. Like, huh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. The more you know.
Tell me how I made a reference to. And I felt like such a dinosaur. I was just like, this was totally on within your existence. And he knew what the rainbow was and everything, and he had heard the more you know and seen the meme. He just didn't know what it was.
Just didn't know what reading rainbow was? Wow. Wow. Bleep Blop Ben, hold on. Bleep Blop Ben coming in hot with 74 viewers. Thank you so much for the massive raid. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Anarchist Laboratory. Tim Bob.
That's
Dannon.
incredible. Thank you.
I shouldn't chat before I have coffee. It's all good. Thank you for the follow, Cherish. Damn, how young
Thank
are
you
they?
guys so much.
Eco Rusto Dragon, how's it going? Thank you so much, folks. If you don't already, if you don't know, please go check out twitch.tv/bleepblobben. Also, make sure that you follow TYT as well, and check them out. They do a segment called Galaxy Brain, and it's Friday 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you go check them out. Bring a notepad because they usually bring in so much good information. Overseer, how's it going? Howdy. Thank you for the follow, Tim Bob. Scooter the Tutor, love that username. How's it going, Ribs? Appreciate that. Yeah, go check them out. She does a fantastical job. So I highly recommend you check out twitch.tv/bleepblopben. And as always, they're so informative. They're so informative. I don't know if you guys have ever seen their her content. It's always so good. Like you can always count.
No, tell me.
You can always count on them deep diving into specific topics, and I think that she does very good work when it comes to economics, especially. Like she really does understand, well, more than I. So I think one day I typed in chat that I would never want to have a debate with economics against Bleep Blop Ben. They're very good. They're very knowledgeable about the ins and outs of how the economy works. Thank you for the follow, Dan, and honestly appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, looks like it. Sweetie. Look up the roast.
You are too kind. No, I'm being truthful. It's a difficult truth. That's my username.
What happened?
I'm being serious though. It's
Head
true.
on?
Where is the lie
It
though?
looks like
Where's
it
the
because
lie?
we're facing opposite directions. Holy shit, guys, we just had a head-on-head collision right outside the house.
What?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
They were going around the corner, Carlos, on the way, like right, you know, like when you leave our house towards the highway, the corner.
Wow.
They hit
Jesus.
each other head on. There's cops
Oh my
and
God.
everything over there. Hey,
Oh my
honey,
God.
come here.
Did you hear it or did you actually see the crash?
No, Ed came out and told me he heard it on the police scanner.
No, I didn't.
Oh my God.
Oh, that looks nice.
Get my Nespresso maker. I'll put it here, and then this is the coffee station, and the cups are right there.
Yeah,
This
and the sign's
podcast
over
just got
there.
action filled. Yeah,
And I might put a
Ashantic.
couple of tea holders
The thing
here.
with this podcast at
And then that
the
way,
Saturday
pick up some of those
version
plates
is that,
on
like I said before, it's miscellaneous. You never know what you're gonna
the
see.
whole thing. It would just be like a couple little wire baskets.
That's right. You're being too kind and
It's
have to
not
stop right now. True. ADT
Oh,
live
weird.
action. Yeah, we've got a live action news going on over here. Get a dash cam. Oh, she does.
I have
She does.
a dash cam, but I'm in my house.
Yeah, take us to the scene. We could, but unfortunately,
yeah, I'm trying to go out there in my jams on the. in
not
the
well, yeah,
snow.
besides that, we have like
cops,
limited
yeah.
reception, so we're just lucky that we can talk over voice because the internet's
Yes.
down over there due to a snowstorm. So to put the scene in everybody's head, there was a massive snowstorm. This is across the all like the eastern coast, like northeast. Was hit by like a bomb cyclone, and it's very, very cold. And yeah, so basically, according to what just happened, there was like a crash nearby, right down the. Was it in front of you or down the street?
Down the like, you know, when you leave my house towards the highway,
Yeah, so this way. So to the left, I guess, would be.
and like it's literally like I could walk there within 60 seconds. It's like right in the corner when you leave my house. So not far.
Thank you for the follow, Lord Chud Keeper. Ashley Bean Pie, thank you for the follow. They helped him. Oh, that's nice of you, Pirate Ninja. I have given video to 2 different people involved in hit and runs. Help them get their proof to get their car fixed. Nice, you're the real MVP. They crashed right now? Yeah, not too long ago, apparently.
That's the way to do it, guys. Gotta help
Apparently.
people out.
There's over... Hey, Kensai, there's over 100k without power in Massachusetts right now. Jeez.
Wow,
I hope everyone is
that's
okay.
crazy.
Same.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people without power.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had a box for this tea.
Jesus, Pirate Ninja. I want more snow in Oregon. Worried about the summer fire season? Jeez. No, I don't think we can share that one.
I want more snow just because I like the snow.
Well, you don't have that much snow, right? Like
Nope.
you have snow that's
We
visible.
got we got a couple inches. That was it.
Gotcha. Which in Miami translates to it's not hot here.
Welcome to Miami.
Lefties, us socialists and leftists should find a nearly abandoned city or town and move there and come together. So basically what you're advocating for is getting a whole bunch of people to make a cooperative where everybody kind of works together and makes a self-sufficient little area. Ain't that neat? That's a nice concept. Can you imagine?
I am determined to find a way to store all these freaking keys.
Can you imagine a network of people getting together and making a self-sustaining parallel parallel system that people kind of share things or trade resources that they need? Something akin to, hey, I'm very good at growing, I don't know, peppers. You're very good at growing, I don't know, berries. Hey, this person has butter. Hey, this person has X.
Why would we cooperate with each other, weirdo?
That would be a cooperative. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm describing. Exactly.
Why would we cooperate with each other, you weirdo?
Why? Oh yeah, why would we? I know. Why would we? My friend's parent had a commune in the 80s and it sounded beautiful. I mean, like, if you have a system where people just kind of understand that, hey, maybe it's kind of like better if we just kind of understood where each skill has, where each one of our skills has like a certain value, and I just happen to be very good at growing this, or I just happen to be very good at making wood, or I just happen to be very good at, I don't know, metalwork. I don't know. Maybe it's just some utopian dream.
Or happen to be the motherfucking boss and be good at all of it.
or just be the MF motherfucking boss and just do everything. Have you ever made furniture? No, but co-host over here is very good at woodworking. I don't think that it's out of your scope.
Co-host can make anything you want.
Yeah, co-host, Bree the co-host can make anything. That's the way it used to be before money came into play. Yeah, or even afterwards, even like in essentially of what would be a federation of barter systems and essentially trading posts and routes. Any commune will have surplus and shortage. What do you do? What do they do then? You export it. It's 9 degrees Celsius and not hot. Yeah, I mean, if it's 90 degrees Celsius, if it's 90 degrees Celsius, that is, Can you post a link? I mean, you could check out her Insta, right? Amorpheus Minds.
I honestly don't really post my work stuff, but I will be as I go forward into self-employment.
Yeah, work with other groups and share your access to get what you're lacking. Yeah, exactly. Like a,
Like, with my job, I'm not really allowed to, share.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
What?
So,
why not?
Because our clients are really bitchy.
That's not fair. That has nothing to do with them.
And it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? I'm going to make so much better stuff when I work for myself. I'm not even going to stress about it.
Yeah, I guess. That's right, Melanie. You sell the access for money unless it's another commune you barter for them. That's right.
Like,
what do you get?
You know me. My goal for me making things is that I want sustainability.
Sustainability, right?
And that's my big one. So, like, I am working on accumulating, and I already have about 70 pounds of 100% scrapped wood that is high-end hardwood scrap that I'm going to use and make things out of for people. And I'm just trying to kind of like go that route for myself too.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, that way I can build up a variety and not worry so much. And I'm just going to I don't want to, if I can not go to the store and buy stuff or not go to the sawmill and buy stuff, I'm going to do it.
Right. The
I'm
co-host
trying
audio
to-
is a bit garbled. What did she say? Basically, yeah, I apologize. Like, we have, like, I mean, I can hear, and, you know, we can obviously have more. This has been the best connection we've had this entire stream, which you guys just happened to come in at the time where we kind of had a better connection. Unfortunately, you know, due to the whole big storm, winter storm, there's no internet, so we're relying on cell phone internet. And basically what she was saying is that her job doesn't allow, like, the reason why she doesn't post anything on social media is because her job doesn't allow, like, that kind of stuff. When it comes to the clients get a little bit weird because she does a lot of woodworking and finishing. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not just working on like random people's houses. Like the people I work for get sketched out if we even have our phones when we go in their house, or if we take pictures or anything. Like I can't take pictures of color samples for the client. My boss has to be there and take the photo.
Gotcha.
Because the client gets weird about it because I do custom one-off colors for people that nobody else has. It's not like we go to a store and buy a color. Like they tell me what they want and they show me some photos, and I literally make something for them out of nothing.
Right. So use machinery and electricity plus crop wood to produce goods for sale? Sure. That could be something.
That's part of the plan, guys.
Right. And when you get excess and you try to export it, you get either money or bartered goods. Like in a cool system, like in an ideal world, your subsistence isn't going to rely on like the idea that of whether or not you can pay for it. It's all just like everybody's basically strengths playing to each other is what an ideal, like, I know this is kind of like, I don't want to say like utopian, but like borderline like idealistic, but it would be an amazing world where you could do what you do, your strength, whatever your strengths are, and basically provide you know, your labor to sustain whatever commune or community, city, whatever it is that you want to call it, and basically to each according to their strengths, right?
Yep.
However, you can't burn the wood to make heat and electricity. You don't have to. Electricity can be done with renewables. Glitterfest, Lady Dread with the tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. You can't burn the wood to make heat and electricity. Sometimes you could, and sometimes electricity can be generated from renewable sources. I mean, it's not like we don't have the technology to do so. Even as fossil fuels have been proven to be quite, for lack of a better word, quite garbage at doing what they're supposed to be doing, new technology has taken over. There's no need for fossil fuels. All right. So let me get that link for you, Melanie. Sorry.
I think I did a good job reorganizing what I have for now, guys. Let me see if I can. Discord freaking out. Oreo, out the way. What do you think?
Nice. Looks nice and organized.
So I got sweeteners over here. Of course, we got the K-Pods in the drawers down here. Got 2 different kinds of tea back here. 2 different kinds of coffee. I got tea bags in here. Hot chocolate and my penguin my mom got me. I got different teas down here for now until I get a better storage thing for them. And I got my portable espresso maker.
Oh my
with my
goodness.
lunch boxes on the bottom.
Oh my goodness, we're just getting a massive show of support. Glitteriest Ladybug gifting a tier 1 to Melanie and gifting a tier 1 sub to Dana anonymously.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. You guys are so generous. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow,
Again,
thank
this
you
is a
guys.
huge shout out to Bleep Lop Ben's community. You can always count on them to be so kind and generous. I appreciate that. We have a storm
That's
in Scotland
incredible.
that
Thank
closed
you
down
guys.
the... Yes. Yes. We have a storm in Scotland that has closed down from the railway and cut off electricity supply. That's not good. Yikes. Even with bartering, you're still relying on the subjugation system. Kind of. But I think it's a bit more fair when, I don't know, let's say I have a whole bunch of, peppers or berries or something that I can, that I can trade for, I don't know, cheese or wood. Like, you're always going to, I don't know if you're always going, I don't think that there is a system where you have, like, everything perfect and everything is just beautifully, perfectly, the same. You're always going to have, like, because individuals are individuals, but you can have a system where it's less likely that there's going to be, subjugation, right? You can have that kind of level out. An example would be how businesses can exist, but they could be better they can be better organized should, for example, the workers own the fruits of their own labor, right? Because then they would be working in their own interest. How did you know that Danon is my real name? I didn't. I think you self-doxed there, my friend. She's got a whole Starbucks at home, true. Basically. A, tea shop. A coffee and tea shop. There would have to be a worldwide cryptocurrency with a price for everything to pay. No, you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that. These things existed before. These things existed beforehand. Believe it or not, there was a time where there was federations, groups of people had, like, organized, federations that worked together in tandem with each other. That was actually back then in North America for the indigenous folks. They had one of the most interesting kind of societies. They all had their individual federations or states, if you want to call them that had their own elected leaders, that had their own collective elected group above that, and they all kind of just worked together in tandem with each other. Mostly. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin, and anything like that are being nothing but pyramid schemes. Certainly there's been a lot of questions when it comes to this, like, especially with all these scams. Like, wasn't there a really big brouhaha about a alternative coin, an altcoin? Oh, you're back?
Oh, I've been listening.
Oh, okay. There was a scheme with an altcoin where they tried to make a crypto coin for children as a kind of charity project, but it only ended up being a massive scheme to just like pump money out of people. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. They, like, literally milked God knows how long. There was a channel, a YouTube channel. There was a YouTube channel that really did a good job about this. I think we've talked about this before, but somebody can remind me. There was a YouTube channel that covered all the gross manipulation of altcoins. Kim Kardashian is in trouble because of that scheme? What? There was a civilization before here. Yeah, believe it or not, folks. No, I'm kidding, Kensai, yes. I've been reading a lot. The 1491 Project is really good. By Charles Mann. Oh, very good. Very, very good. Thoughts on NFTs? I think that they could be I think that they could be just the same. It's like, it's really weird because you're paying value for nothing that you don't technically own, and it's like really bizarre concept. It almost feels fake, like Melanie just pointed out above, like a scam, you know? Like a scam. It doesn't... I'll trade fruits for memes, true. Yeah, as long as the line goes up. I'm gonna make an NFT. Oh my goodness, another one. Glitteriest. So kind. Thank you so much for giving a tier 1 sub to Eco Resto Dragon. I'm gonna make an NFT that has like a line of the stock market only going up. And the NFT is gonna be called Line Go Up. That's the NFT I'm gonna make. There we go. Just make sure that you don't control save on it, alright? Just make sure nobody control save on it or clip it.
Be good, girl.
Just make sure that nobody clips that. A lot of ancient history is buried under sand and hardened with mud over it. That's why we keep finding civilizations from hundreds and thousands of years ago, even parts of the ocean. Yeah, I don't doubt it. There's a lot of stuff that went under in our history.
Be good girls. Huh? Who's my good girls here, farts?
Dragons gotta stick together, that's right. The Dragon Squad. Showing up a lot of love. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, so that's my take. I mean, I'm not exactly out of I'm not exactly opposed to the idea of having some type of, some type of system where people just happen to work together to make society go.
Geez. Sounds an awful lot about like what I talk about.
Yeah, I think we do talk a lot about that. And in our own roundabouts way.
This little thing called objectivism.
It's almost as if like a lot of it's almost as if human nature is wants to be cooperative.
What?
Wants to be cooperative by design.
Before we had this preconceived.
Yeah, even before. Yes, even I know it's just a wild concept. Even before this preconceived thing that's called money, that is almost arbitrary, almost arbitrary.
You want to laugh at something?
Hmm.
So a lot of people talk about how like 100 years ago people lived a hard life and this, that, and the other, whatever, right? And I'm just here like, so these fucking people, literally, all they had to do was try and have enough to eat and try and have something to shelter themselves with, and they could homestead and do whatever they wanted and be good. Nowadays, what the fuck? You're like basically a slave from the day you're born.
Yeah, that's
you're guaranteed to have to make enough money to keep up with everything. Otherwise, fuck you. You're not gonna make it.
Right. That's the funny thing. Like, that's the funny thing about like a lot of misconceptions.
Do we have the hard life, or do they have the hard life?
Yeah, right. Like, that's a good question. Like, was it really like the idea? Was it really like a bad concept of having like wanting to be like self-sustaining or having more sustainable systems? And can we really say? I mean, I would argue that the positions that we're in right now are almost less free. We're almost less free. Yes. I mean, I would argue we're almost less free because, like, is it truly, like you said, freedom where when we have to, for, you know, to live, become what you've effectively said, like become a slave from day
You are
one.
born into slavery the moment you're born.
Something to that effect.
You cannot just exist and make your own means and survive, because guess what? There is no way. Where are you going to live and not pay for it? Where are you going to make food or grow food and not pay for it?
Right, and I had
in
this...
some form are stuck trying to achieve whatever is deemed by whatever, you know, you want to call it.
And that's an interesting concept, because you see, that would be awesome, but unfortunately, like, even when you want to set up like your own thing, it's always constrained to things like you have to have an energy grid, because, you know, the monopoly that is the power company says you have to be connected.
Yeah. What's that? You want solar power? You want solar power?
Nah, it's got to be connected. Yeah,
you make money so that you can buy it, and you also have to connect it to the grid. So you have to have all these papers so that you can prove you own the land, and you can like, oh my God, it never ends. There is no way you can survive in modern society and not be attached to the system somehow.
In some way, right?
Unless you are literally living like off the grid and not doing things 100% by legal means, and you are like the spectacle of the ghost, I guess.
Yeah, and like,
I
not
don't know
even
how else to describe it.
Right, and like, I had an argument with somebody, and somebody who said that, you know, because I believe in these concepts, that I'm some type of like massive hypocrite, because like I don't live in like the woods somewhere basically with nothing, because I would literally be forced to do, and they even went up to and including suggesting that I should build out of nowhere a commune. Like, okay, but how do you build a commune? You need to buy land. How do you buy land? Well, you've got to get loans from a bank, and how do you pay that loan back?
It's the long game.
Right. It's a you're right. It is a long project.
Like, if you don't do it that way, then you're doing it another kind of way, and it's the kind of way that's not guaranteed.
Right, and like, I'm not opposed to the idea of like creating a parallel parallel like system that can prove that, hey, maybe just people work better together. Like, I'm not opposed to that. I understand that we're gonna have limitations, and I understand that we're gonna be constrained. Yeah, but like, I think that wouldn't it be interesting if we kind of just like moved in that direction by ourselves, not necessarily always relying like on, you know, the system itself that we're currently, you know, at the behest of, but kind of, or at least as much as possible, create what we could call a network.
I'd like to think that's what we're working on.
Like network of people.
It's a slow forming thing.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like the long game, but like a network of people that are willing to just say, hey, you know what? I kind of like the idea of just like doing stuff by myself and homesteading and being sustainable, and figuring out how to kind of network with people and make it a thing in parallel to show people that maybe there is a better way. Maybe there is something better. We should just get rid of money or any kind of system like that. We should only work for what we need, and with each other like it used to be. Something like that. Working in tandem is a interesting concept. It's an interesting concept. In an ideal world, we would all cooperate with animals like in Pokemon. True. True, Walter. Well, I've heard about the Venus Project, Fryfly. I've heard about the Venus Project, and I think it's a interesting concept. Yes, you have regulations from government, and you have like monopolies of energy corporations. Like here in Florida, the monopoly in Florida is basically FPL, and you can't have solar, or you can't not be connected to the grid and you can't not pay them because it's illegal. You have to be connected to the grid, period. And there are
and
other...
if you generate more solar than you use, then you get a check.
Right.
And if you use more than you generate, then you get a bill.
Right. But like my point is like, well, why do I have to rely on that? Why can't I just do it? Instead of having to go...
fucking, like, corruption. That's
right. Monopolization of the monopolization is basically the problem. The FPL monopoly says, nope, I've lobbied and I've captured enough government, enough local and state government to say that you need to be connected to the grid, period, and pay us. Or if you have solar, then it's different, but
it's dangerous for you to not be connected to the grid. What if there was an emergency?
Right. Well, then let that... We'll figure it out. Me and my homies will figure it out. Me and my little community will figure it out. Leave us alone. But
well,
yeah,
you
like...
wouldn't need power anyway if there was an emergency. That's the joke.
Oh yeah, true. The idea of a cooperative system is not too far-fetched, and I think that the best way to go about it, and some people disagree, but I think the best way to go about it is kind of build it in parallel and talk to people and make people question why we do things the way we do, right? Like, what does it make any sense? Does it make any sense to operate in this manner? I mean, does it? Is it really efficient? Is it really fair and moral to operate in a system, for example, like we were just talking about earlier, where somebody could...
Somebody once told you?
where somebody could be in a position to owe tens of thousands of dollars for medical stuff, right? For medical procedures, medication, treatments, surgeries, all the whole 9 yards, where somebody could... Sick. It is sick. So like how, like just using that as an example, it should kind of like ask people, is there a better way? Is there a better way? How can we move in a direction where a person, and it's just so bizarre. I mean, this is a unique I would almost say, like, in terms of like all the I want to use this in quotations, like all of the wealthy countries, right? The United States seems to have this unique problem, right? Even just with like healthcare. And it's like, there's a better way. There has to be a better way. There's no reason why somebody is in GoFundMe, right? Trying to pay medical bills. There's just no reason why that needs to be a thing. And like, GoFundMe...
Not even just the medical bills, just to exist.
Just to exist, yeah, you're right. Just to exist. But
like, we can put those off for a little while, but damn, what do you do when you don't have any money to live because of all the situation and everything?
Yeah, like, GoFundMe is for like cool... the original idea of GoFundMe is like cool stuff, like, oh, I want to get a project off the ground, and you know, I want some crowdsourcing support. Oh, I like this idea and I want to start you know, making art. Or, oh, I want this idea and I want to make music and I need some like equipment, right? Yep. That's what GoFundMe was for. But like now it's just become like essentially an insurance provider, a healthcare provider. I don't like, it's just wild to me. Freya, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. People in communes don't get filthy rich, but they do have their needs met. If somebody says there isn't a better way, they're full of shit, right? Or so closed in that they can't just imagine. They can't just imagine a world that's different.
I agree.
A different way, right? Food, housing, education, and healthcare are all. Yes, I agree, Recorester, and I base my entire 4 pillars on that: food, housing, education, and healthcare. You're right. And your children got to pick it up like a tab at a bar. True. True. Because, hey, if you're...
Why would people want that?
Why would people want that? Hey, if you're And if you're poor, chances are that you're
Well, sounds like you need to work harder.
yeah, right, just work harder. Never mind the fact that you work how many hours a week?
60,
Yeah.
80.
Yeah.
And I have a high-paying job.
Yeah. Yeah, just become Canada.
So-
Gotcha. Oh man.
So if somebody at a high-paying job, comparatively to the rest of the nation anyways, like the average person, I mean. Like, I'm well above minimum wage. Like, well above.
Well, I mean,
So
yeah,
if
it's
I can-
minimum wage is
if I can-
$7.25.
Oh yeah, I'm like more than 3 times that. So if I can work 60 to 80 hours a week and not be able to cover things for my family, what does that tell you?
That tells me we're not doing great. That tells me that clearly there are some questions about the way we have things here and the way things are going. And that should be to everybody, right? Like, you should be questioning the idea of how can somebody be, you know, I mean, you're not like making like
I'm
like $100
not
an hour,
rich.
but
Yeah, I'm not rich. I'm not like super well off, but compared,
Here-
I'm just saying compared to most people,
here's a
like,
here's a question.
I am well off.
Here's a question for chat. How much should the minimum wage be? Like, just throw out a number, chat. How much should how much should the minimum wage be? Just to be, just out of curiosity, what chat thinks.
I'll be curious.
Okay. So some people are getting it. Some people are getting it 24, 25, 24, 25. We keep seeing this 25. Depends on the
Well-
cost of living, but in most states about 20 to 30 bucks. Well, guess what? That's about, without saying too
That's-
much, that's about how much you make, don't you?
Yep, that's my range.
That's about her range right now. So you can imagine she's trying to tread water on that amount. We're just
Not
yes,
just
I
my
know it
own
has to be
bill.
regional, and I understand that depending on cost of living, I understand that all this comes into play. I'm just speaking in generalities to illustrate a point where someone could perceivably be making something along the lines of that amount and still be treading water.
And I hope your minimum wage is enough to help you when your family member in a state with a higher minimum wage needs help.
Right. So the and to put it in illustration, it is laughable that it is laughable that you know, the federal minimum wage is like $7.25.
It is. It's disgusting.
It's
Who can live
it's
off
like, dude,
of that? Oh,
And
but
these are-
that's not for people who are adults. That's for then why is everybody getting
Uh-oh.
paid? Oh no, did I lose you?
you lost me for a split second. I think after surprise.
I was saying that a lot of people will say, well, minimum wage isn't for those who are grown folks and have a real job. It's for kids in high school. It's
Right.
like, well, then why is it that grown ass people go and get jobs and get paid this amount, and then it's their fault that they're poor?
Right. They make this kind of double think in their heads. Like, who do you think is operating McDonald's at 7 o'clock in the morning when they open? Like in
Oh,
either way,
it's definitely the high school kid, you know.
and
They don't
even
have to be
then,
at class.
right, and even if it's true, like you want to make that argument that like, oh, it's just for kids. Well, if they're working, then they're making the same job. Like, they're doing the same job the adult is
They
doing.
deserve the same amount.
Right,
Yep.
they deserve to pay anyways. And, you know, like the idea that, first of all, first of all, high schoolers working is kind of already cringe in my opinion. But like the idea
Yeah,
that you want to
welcome to
shaft,
high school.
yeah, like the idea that you want to shaft like your labor because reasons doesn't make any sense.
Oh, hell to the no.
Right. Right. Florida is an example where minimum wage need to be about 20 to 25 to at least live here for the average person. It's grossly expensive here. Hi, Florida man. Yes, I know.
It is. It is disgusting there.
It's so expensive. We were trying to
And then try to get out.
Oh yeah, like look, we just perused because you know it's a dream to try to like own a home and hopefully, man, we can do it soon. But we were perusing just out of curiosity, out of how much it would cost. A two-bedroom house was like 350,000, 400,000. We saw a shoebox of like 1 for like 200,000. Like the prices are just beyond out of our reach. Like we're literally, to own a home here is like almost, I don't want to say impossible, but like it kind of is. We've been priced out. Our rent went up this year, and I mean, like Jesus.
You basically would. You might as well have to have like a kid and wait 18 years for them to get a job, and then y'all team up together and buy a house.
Yeah, and then team up with everybody having 2 jobs at the same time. Then we can get there.
Maybe buy a house. Yep. Yeah,
pure greed. That's right. My goodness, my husband works in fast food and went in 6 a.m. Jesus. Wait, I saw a comment earlier. My husband is looking for IT work that much just to stay out of debt. Yikes.
Yikes.
I live in California, was making about 23, which is considered really good for a chef, and needed roommates to afford a decent apartment in a safe area. Was also one of the highest paid cooks in my kitchen, and had been working there for 10 years. Wow. Yeah, like honestly, in my opinion, the way I would do minimum wage is increasing the wages locally, and then doing like a federal overhaul of the minimum wage. So basically what you would do is, depending on you can make it by county or by city basis. Whatever the average cost of living is what the minimum wage is there. And cost of living has to include housing, food, transportation, everything that involves cost of living has to be factored and averaged over each city or county area. And that will be the new minimum wage for that area. The same goes, county by county, state by state. And then once those get done, it would kind of like bring up the national level where we can say, okay, now we can set a low bar or a minimum bar for people to have a living standard of X, Y, and Z, right? Like, just do it that way. But that's just me. That's how I would go about it.
Yep, makes sense.
Modest homes, and I mean very modest homes where you aren't constantly in imminent danger, are 400,000. Yeah, that's right. I also have to take into consideration the fact that this is Florida. In a couple of decades, this will become a flood problem, and if it's not the floods, if it's not the rising sea level, it is the hurricanes. If it's not the hurricanes, it's the problems that we have with our aquifers that have been having saltwater intrusion for decades at this point. So yeah. In 15 years, and mind you, this isn't me talking. This is one of the largest investment firms, and they're about their money. When you talk aquifers, yes, Jared, how's it going? When it comes to these large investment firms, they don't play when it comes to their money. They predict in like about 15 years, there's going to be a 50% increase of flood risk throughout properties here. So that's just 15
Insane.
years from now. Cool. So nice meme. They already know. These investment firms, these large insurance companies and investment firms that just hog up all the properties. Yeah, they know. They did a study and they figured that in about 15 years, it's going to be 50% increase of flood zones or properties that are threatened by floods. And that only goes up as time goes by. So yeah, cool. Very good. Yep, that's due to a lot of people. There's a lot of factors that led to that Surfside collapse, Melanie. One of them being all the rich people didn't want to spend a dime with the maintenance, and they also had some issue with like paying off county officials to skirt some regulations, because regulations are there for building purposes. Especially in Florida, it's notorious that they get skirted in the name of saving a couple of pennies, and that plus the corrosion, that there was no maintenance. So I think it was like part of it had to do with some type of water intrusion. All of that just kind of came together and created the Surfside collapse that resulted in almost 100 people dying because, you know, of their own doing, unfortunately. All those rich people that lived there, because it was in a beach area, so those apartments were, you know, very, they're filled with rich people who chose to forego safety, for saving a couple of money from the HOA.
Why would you want to fix things if it only affected you like living or dying? I don't understand.
Right. Yeah, that's the interesting question of the day, Friar. Like, even to the benefit, even in under a capitalist system, from their point of view, the people who actually have the means own the means of production, providing every single person with guaranteed high quality housing, education, food, and allow them to have a participation in a system to keep it going. You would think that that's what they would do, but the problem is, it would take a penny off the top, and they can't have that. And besides, how are you supposed to shaft a workforce that is educated, unionized, and organized? You can't shaft an educated workforce out of the fruits of their labor. Yep, Pirate Ninja got it. If you do all that, you can't. Right. If you do all that, you can't be taken advantage of, because if you understand how things actually work, then you might start asking questions, and we can't really have that. It is diminishing return even under their own system. Yeah, you would think, but you know, they just won't be as rich, and if they're not as rich, then it's not worth it. Like, these people, believe it or not, regardless of, let's say like they actually did all this, and it would be more, you know, like you said, Friar, let's indulge that hypothetical where all of this would be happening. There wouldn't be such things as billionaires, because people would realize how inefficient and unsustainable it is to have billionaires in our society, and would vote and would have a governmental system that basically would say, let's not really have that, because that's not really good for society. So then people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk kind of wouldn't be, like, they would be rich, like, don't get me wrong, they would be uber wealthy, more wealthier than even like we would need, but they wouldn't be where they are. They wouldn't be these like massive hundreds and hundreds and hundred billion billionaires. So yeah, that's also true, Pirate Ninja. Worker rights hurts profits, and we can't have that. That's just not a thing. Anything that could potentially benefit workers is just not a thing. It's just not happening. Or it's fought tooth and nail. Regardless of whether or not it's good for the company to have good paid workers that actually want to, that actually feel respected, that actually feel like human beings, it would actually be beneficial to the company, but, you know, here we are. What a concept. Imagine treating people like human beings.
Sorry, I'm here reading about chicken stuff. Human beings, what are that? What human? What's a human? I don't understand. There's a thing like a human? A human thing?
Right. We have to treat people like human beings. What?
What is
Yep,
this
that's
human
right.
of which you speak?
The fact that there's a tip minimum wage is just wrong. Yeah, like I never understood that. Like if you work in the service industry, my goodness. My goodness.
Oh yeah, no, that's disgusting what those people make. They should
Like,
make way more money and then
they
tip.
don't, that's the thing. They don't make, like, some paychecks are $0. Can you imagine working an entire week and the only thing that you get are the tips, which are arbitrary? Sometimes, depending on where you work, you get shafted on that too. You get shafted on that too because they'll take, not your tips, but they'll take everybody's tips and spread it out evenly. And it's like, wait.
Yep.
And then you get a
Okay,
paycheck that
so
says $0.
I got
Like,
$100 of tips, but she got $2 of tips. So we're each gonna get, $50. What the hell?
right, which is like, okay, I get I get like, I think that it like the whole tip thing shouldn't be a thing because like it's also arbitrary and it really does bring out the worst, right? Because if you don't tip, that person doesn't eat. Like if you don't tip, that person doesn't eat. And the fact that like minimum wage for tip workers is like I think it's what, $2 or $4? I forget actually. I think it depends on where you are, but it's like a couple bucks an hour. Let me see.
To me, they
tipped?
should make like normal,
Yeah,
no less than what everybody else's minimum wage is. And if people want to give them a tip on top of that, cool. If not, cool.
that's right. That's right. It would be on top of that, and they should keep
Just
that.
like I do at the grocery store.
They should keep that 100 that 100%. Like if you give a
Yes.
worker $20, that's their $20.
Yes, just like me when I tip the bag boy.
Right. It's like $2.50 or maybe. I looked it up here. Today there's 43 states that allow tip workers to be paid a fraction of state's minimum wage, including 15 states where workers can be paid the federal minimum wage, which is just $2.13 an hour.
That's sick.
$2.13.
That is sick.
Imagine, Jesus Christ. That's right, Pirate
So
Ninja.
if you work $100 a week, 100 hours a week, you wouldn't even get $200.
That's right. You wouldn't even get $200.
For 100 hours a week.
Right, and that's not a thing because you can't, like, unless you work every single day for like 12 hours a day, like that's just not a thing. Okay, I see Ecoresto. Here's by state.
I'm sick.
Okay, so minimum cash wage for Alabama $2.13, Arizona $8 an hour, if it's tip credit $3 an hour. Wow. Connecticut $1.87 an hour. I don't believe this. Yeah, it just depends on where you go.
The whole idea of it is sickening.
It is. It's yeah. Somebody said it's like indentured servitude.
It is. Yep, come work here. Don't worry, we're busy. Oh, sorry we weren't too busy today. I don't know what happened.
Right, and Oh man, I cringe at the idea that some people go home with a $0 paycheck.
Oh, but that's okay. People who work here should only be high school kids or college kids. They don't
Right,
need
that's
money.
the excuse, correct. Alright, Echo posted,
Because
Eco
college is
Resto
free,
Dragon
right?
posted this, so you guys can check it out by state.
Because college is free, right, Carlos?
Yeah, college is free. That's right. And pay people waitressing at least 20 an hour if you're on your feet constantly carrying heavy stuff with demanding customers or bosses breaking your body down because of heavy load. Yeah, like, people think that this is just some kind of like, oh, they're just waitresses. Oh, they're just boss boys. Oh, they're just dishwashers. Bro, that is one of the most hardest work, like, ever. That is one of the hardest jobs. Like, the service industry.
High expectations, very little gratitude, very little compensation, very difficult hours, very
Yeah,
difficult conditions.
that's right. Like,
Let me see.
if
How many other things can I add to this for you?
yeah, like, the idea that, the service industry, the service industry breaks the idea that the harder you work, the more, the more you move up, right? The harder you work. It's not necessarily the truth. Chester DC Statehood, thank you for the follow.
Because, we can all be the manager of the restaurant.
Right. Improve unless others around them change their own attitude. Most of the people are pretty much entirely disempowered. That's right. And although people in America broadly support wage increases, there are definitely lower levels of support amongst those capable of bringing about the change, which is the middle income and above. Yeah. But I think that it's kind of depressing. Why should it be like that? If that's the case, then why should it be like that? I was a runner at a high school level and I was 200. Yeah, but like, that's very anecdotal. That may have been you, and awesome that you happen to be in that position, but that's not everybody, and it shouldn't be dependent on you having tips to eat, you know? But when you do, pick yourself up by the bootstraps, but when you do, then the work you do isn't valuable enough. Yeah, like, they acknowledge the fact that these jobs need to be done, they just like... They just don't want to pay. Disney is a big time exploiter of labor and human rights abuses. Yeah. Whenever I hear from my American friends, it always depresses me. It's not that it's paradise here in Europe, but it's better at least. Well, you guys have some guardrails in place that we don't even acknowledge need to exist here, right? Like, at least say what you want about Europe, and sure, it's not paradise like you say, but like, man, even just like... Even just healthcare, even just some of the labor protections that they have are infinitely better, better than the ones that we have here.
Yeah, you think, dude?
I'm gonna go to the store, sweetheart.
Okay, honey.
Like, it's just
I'm
wild
on
to
the
me.
stream still.
Yeah, the other 3 games.
Welcome to the good old US of A, Freya. Get rid of the tip system and just pay a living wage, Drew.
Baby! Oh, you little
I think a
asshole.
majority of waiters would prefer their tips over 20. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a thing. I would say that I would want
Some waiters, some people might.
Some people might, but...
What's wrong with you getting fucking $20 an hour plus getting your tips if people want to leave them? Which most people probably would, like I do, who even tips the damn bag boy at the grocery store.
Right. Right. Yeah. I would explain universal healthcare like buying in bulk. The more people pay into it, the less you have to pay for your health insurance. Yeah, so it's basically like... the way I phrase it is the same way as... You know how when you buy healthcare... you know how like job provided healthcare, generally speaking, is cheaper. The premiums through your job is generally speaking
Oh,
cheaper.
you can get insurance for your job. Oh,
Sometimes. So if your job offers you health insurance, generally speaking, it's cheaper because they're providing a broad coverage for everybody in the company. So it's the same concept. Like, why wouldn't we expand that to just say, you know what, we should just have it like as a universal system, period. All of the what are they called? They're called, I think that there's a technical term for it. All of the we'll call it risk, and I use that word, you know, in quotations. All of the risk will be spread out for the entire country instead of just you know, having a middleman that does nothing but drain you of money.
right.
It's interesting too that the people most supporting of increased wages are women, but also much more likely to be in those jobs than men are. So you have to have those who support it also be usually in the disempowered group, and even increased turnout rates can't overcome that. Risk aggregation. Yeah, I knew it. There's like a term for it. Many insurance companies execs fly around in private jets. That's true. That's right. I think there's a potential space for a feminist-centric argument for increasing the minimum wage and also critiquing the opposition to said increases. I would also rather not have my wages be based on someone else, honestly. Yeah, like, that's the whole point. It shouldn't be... it shouldn't be that you have to rely on just tips to eat. Period.
No, it shouldn't be.
It's the way for me. My job pays some and I pay a portion. Right. Something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Who hasn't waited tables and kept that cash shit because you worked for it? It's a broken system, but keep defending it, I guess. Yeah, like, there's no real defense for, like, the idea that, you know, just because it happened to work out in your particular restaurant, then that's how it should be. I mean, like, no, dude. The service industry is one of the most, like, effed industries, in my opinion. Like, how workers are treated and how they're paid and treated. It's just, like, beyond the pale. Yeah, so I think that your wages should just be based on, your wages should just be based on cost of living, like a living wage. If you can afford to give your CEO $300 million a year, you can afford to give your workers $25 an hour.
That is true.
I mean, what's a better way to summarize it than that?
I think that was a great way. That's why I said that is true.
Yeah, like, just easy peasy. I would love to Discord. Maybe one day, my friend. I generally speaking don't have, like, people on Discord. So I do apologize. I know, like, a lot of people have come in here asking to be on Discord or asking to debate or anything like that. I generally don't do that. Occasionally, I'll try to have, like, guests on. But generally speaking, we just have it here. If you and your 4 friends built a fence around someone and paid $100 for a job, you would split it 4 ways and get 25 each. They treat farmer employees even worse. Yikes. Yeah, oh man, the way agriculture, like, you know, food picking and stuff like that is horrifying. It's like they live in terrible conditions. They're constantly being taken advantage of because some of the folks are undocumented, and they use that leverage to pay garbage wages, and B, to treat them really bad. Yeah. That's true. The agriculture industry is pretty bad too.
It holds 140 tea bags? That's crazy. I'm shopping online for tea bag holders.
That's funny. More to the point, this isn't a workday for me. Typing slow. Okay, if you got 100 million a year, what could you possibly do to earn that extra 200 or of 300? Yeah, like exactly like yeah. The value an employee provides isn't absolutely equal across the board though. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. Because like the whole point is to always pay less than what the employee produces. That's the whole idea.
Pretty much.
So it doesn't really matter. Like at the very least, very least, there should be a guardrail in place that says you gotta pay at bare minimum the cost of like a living wage. That's the whole point of even bringing that terminology up.
Living wage? What's that?
Right. I don't think Elon Musk works 10 million times harder than I do, true. I don't think he works at all, to be quite honest.
Oh my god, these are the cutest things I've ever seen.
Like, for example, today I gave the taxi guy an extra $1, an extra euro, but there is always an assumption here in Europe that these workers, albeit on low wages, are still getting a minimum amount, whereas in the US, the sense of shame attached to not tipping, despite the fact that it's not the customer's fault that the business won't pay their customers. Yeah, exactly. The workers and consumers get shamed, but the business gets away with no shame. It's very unusual. Yeah. That's a good point.
Dude, they have these little teeny tiny snails that go on the side of your coffee cup that you wrap the tea bag around so you don't lose it. And I don't know why, but I feel like I have to have this.
Yeah, they also did a bunch of shady stuff with pay and bennies. Yeah, like the funny thing is, like, there used to be a time, and I love how they do this. Like, you know, you start out at a company, and I kid you not, I used to have certain days off guaranteed. There used to be also different programs that were available to us that they just disappeared. They just disappeared over time.
What's the benefits?
Yeah, so US puts an onus on giving the workers a living wage on guilt-ridden customers, right? Exactly, like that's a bizarre like idea in the beginning, in the first place, like James just brought up. Elon Musk is not working all the time. Okay. Him being an asshole probably cost his marriage. His personality or lack thereof probably cost his marriage. He's not working all the time. If that's what you're saying. His Twitter takes cost his marriage, true. His Twitter takes, true. That was a good meme. Good meme. Not a living wage, but a thriving wage. A living wage just means get by. A thriving wage means you can get ahead. Well, no, I mean, okay, maybe we a difference without a distinction, right? Because when I mean like living wage, I mean all your cost of living is like the bare minimum, right? What is the bare minimum? Food, housing, education, healthcare, your ability to get to and from work, everything that comes into whatever it is, cost of living, having a life, is what's included. But because that is what builds the platform for you to be able to just get ahead instead of just tread water all the time, right? That's right, glitteriest. Elon Musk is working all the time, working the system with his greed, true. Well, physically he's at SpaceX 3 times a day and Tesla 3 days a week. Yeah, okay. First of all, I don't think that.
No, what happened was...
I personally don't think that he works every day. Sorry. He lacks what you see as a personality, but if you're an engineer, it's what a lot of people call... Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't trust that. I don't think Elon Musk is working hundreds of billions of dollars worth right? I don't think he's like out there working every single day, every single hour to the point where he has somehow managed to legitimately earn hundreds of billions of dollars. It's like artificial. Not to mention, Melanie brings up a good point here. He also has massive subsidies to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars off the government. So, yeah. That's right. He also didn't create Tesla. He bought it. Tesla also gets massive subsidies.
Yeah.
Weird how all these companies like manage to stay afloat because of all the bajillions of dollars. I'm being facetious, but like of all the ton of money they get from the government.
Ed was asking me, there was a smashed up phone in the Jeep on the floorboard. He's like, is that your friend's? I'm like, no, I saw it on the road. I thought if I brought it home, maybe I could charge it and get it back to whoever the hell it belongs to. I don't know.
Space Force is another burden, but that we're gonna have to deal with. Yeah, I mean, didn't the military get a good, nice, like 60 billion increase? More than they asked for in the beginning, to begin with. They got a nice $60 billion increase. Meanwhile, bridges are collapsing. Meanwhile, no one in this country has legitimate healthcare access.
Healthcare? What's that?
Yeah, what's that? We've got no education or anything like that unless you're uber rich or willing to get yourself into debt.
What's a healthcare?
Whatever service it is, take it to a T-Mobile store and they can pull the SIM card and contact people. Oh, that's actually a legitimate point. If you're able to turn it on, you can take it to a T-Mobile store and they can like get it to the person who owns it.
Well, I can feel it vibrating, but the screen isn't coming on.
You don't even need to turn it on. Oh, yeah, with the SIM card. Wait. They brought up a good point. They made use a SIM card, take it to the store.
Yeah, but I don't know what store to take it to. It doesn't say what service it is. The screen's broken. I can feel it vibrating, so it's on.
I believe what the chatter was referencing said that it doesn't matter what service they have. T-Mobile has that service where you can take any phone and they'll do it.
I might just drop it off at the police station, honestly.
Who else would like to gift a sub? I must depart, but want to share before I go.
Oh, thank you. That's
Thank you. I
incredible.
appreciate that. Any gifties who want a free sub, they're offering.
We're worth it, we promise.
There you go. Somebody raised their hand. If a company is going to be getting quite a substantial amount of state funding, they really should be expected to show what they're giving back to the community, much in the same way we expected of academics. Right. Like, that's the whole meme, though, right? They get to... But that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. And, of course, Glitteries, gifting that tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. You are too kind. You've already gifted just in this thing alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 already. Jesus Christ, or more. You'll have a wonderful rest of the day. See you soon.
Crazy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. The U.S. Passed the defense budget on Wednesday after the House forwarded its version for consideration. Yeah, it's like $770 billion.
Billion.
In all, the 2022 budget defense was $768.2 billion. That's about a 2% increase, or $25 billion from the Biden administration's original budget request. Okay, so I was wrong. $25 billion. Wow. $25 billion. Can you imagine what that could do?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot. But, you know, we're out here.
It could do a lot.
But, you know, bootstraps, folks. Get your bootstraps. Get your bootstraps. Pick yourselves up by the bootstraps that don't exist.
Bootstraps.
Bootstraps are all cool. Nice meme. Good meme. Good system. Man, that's so frustrating.
I can't
so
even.
It's so frustrating seeing, like, how inefficient we're, like, allocating these. The poor defense contractors really need that money. Yep, that's true. I didn't think how inconsiderate of me to not think of the poor defense contractors that make uber amounts of money.
I'm gonna cry.
How inconsiderate of me. Oh, hello, kitty.
Oh, Rakita, I see your tail.
Yeah, it's got the tail over here.
I got Bailey on my desk.
Aw.
Bailey, did Marvel knock your bed off the desk? Sorry, Mom, put it back. Don't worry. You know I love you. You're all
Shoot,
right,
it is
put
above.
back.
It is above 2 o'clock. Oh, man, I overstayed my thing. I mean, space innovation is a worthwhile endeavor, but the problem is it's hard to justify that kind of scientific advancement while also simultaneously letting hundreds of thousands of your citizens go bankrupt over silly debts like, I don't know, medical debt? Not to get paid or sick pay, yep. Back in the 60s, you could justify it because most people could if they wanted to get a decent house on normal wage and have a family. Yeah, and on one income too. Mostly. But that's just not a reality right now. That's true. That's
Hey,
true.
what's that?
Yeah, that's true. Student loans, medical debt, which is an insane concept to me. I just don't understand, like, why that's even a thing. But, you know. Folks, before we sign off, we were earlier speaking about how, like, just, you know, unjustifiable the healthcare system or lack thereof. Somebody made it. I think it was a chatter named Danarchist, who sometimes comes along in some lefty channels and the Majority Report. They said that the proper terminology is a wealth care system. So our wealth care system, which is like and I try to remember to use that term because it's such a good one. Our wealth care system is so broken that you know, our co-host here has resorted to, you know, the standard American universal healthcare system, which is GoFundMe. Because of her family's medical emergencies and medical expenses. So if you guys have any or want to share the link or it can do anything, can you please post it?
Or pound or euro
anything
counts.
like, or just share and spread it out as far as you can, or contribute if you can. Please make sure. Do you have the link that you can post in the Discord so I can put it in chat?
Yes, I sent it to you in Discord.
Okay. Here we are. Because I have it in my phone, but I don't have it in the Discord. Here we go. So please, folks, if you have a second, just check it out. If you can contribute, that would be amazing. And if you can spread the word far and wide, please do so. There's the link. Wall Street is a Main Street, and people need to understand that unless you're... Yeah, exactly. So just, if you can, folks, of course, if you can, at best, please, you know, just share it.
It really would mean the world to me. Like,
yeah,
you have
it's not
no
easy.
idea.
It's not easy with this wealth care system. That being said, folks, it is way past my time. It's like almost 2:30, so I do gotta get going. folks, if you guys enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit that follow button and go on over to the YouTubes and just hit that big red subscribe button. It really does help us out. You get 5 free emotes when you follow our channel. Okay? So look at that. You get 5 free emotes just by following the channel. And one of them, yes, and one of them is this. Let go. Is this wonderful, beautiful cat. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of the look at that. One of them is her face. One of them is her face. Who wants that as an emote? Huh? Isn't she the cutest?
I'm a little biased, but she is pretty cute.
Don't you guys want an emote with her face on it? Just hit that follow button.
I do.
A great informative stream.
Cute.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, she's like rubbing her head. You see that? Eco Resto Dragon gets it.
I got a little Bailey here too, but I'm afraid if I turn the camera on, it's gonna break the
stream. Thank you so much. And again, thank you. Ow! Hey! Be nice. She's like, what? You trying to use me for clout? How dare you? You trying to use me for clout?
Nice. What is
for
this
views?
Nice of which you speak.
She was not happy. She gave my hand a good chop. I was like, I just subscribed to your YouTube. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to us. And spread the word far and wide that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics. Folks, we are here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Join us for Saturday Caturdays about 11 to noon a.m. Eastern Time. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. We love you all, and we hope to see you guys
in the next one.
See ya. I want to find a co-op that makes tea. That would be interesting. Man, that would be so nice. One day, right? We'll figure out how to make a little co-op to create stuff, and you know. One day. Have a good day. You have a good day. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Heat, by the way. Thank you, Walter. Thank you for all. Thank you especially to Bleep Blop Ben for giving the wonderful community over here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, and thank you so much for your support. It really does mean the world to us. I know, you know, a sub here, it's not required. It's not even necessary. But, like, the idea that you guys contribute and the idea that you guys just like to hang out here and enjoy the stream, even these encouraging words. Thank you, Melanie, for enjoying. Like, even if you guys just enjoy the stream, if you guys find it informative, if you guys think that we do good work, thank you so much. Like, that means really the world to us, and it just means a lot. So yeah, so thank you guys for all that support and for your viewership and for your you know, for your subs and all that. Thank you guys. I generally don't shill. This is meant to be a project for you guys to come here and hang out and get the word out far and wide. But all of you guys really are what makes this go, and we really appreciate you guys. That being said, hang tight. Let's see where we're going. Let's see where we're going. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You know what? Lumiru usually does very chill content, so I'm pretty sure you guys will feel nice and comfy hanging out with them. All right. Lumiru does a lot of chill content, and I think you guys will be fine. All right, we'll be fine hanging out with Lumi. All right, folks. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, we're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.